MTN SME Hub. Link to growth. Link to success. Link to the ultimate resource for business advice and insights.
Welcome back to the Big Small Business Show. In studio with us today, we've had Junior, who's the founder and CEO of Entresure, and they focus really on entrepreneurs in the startup and a growth phase by basically insuring them for those particular stages in their business. And the question is, how do I get more clients? So I've tried to, I'm just going to try and put the pieces in front of me here. So the one side, you've got the social media and let's call it digital marketing side, and you're trying to experiment there. And your answer to the question, if I summarize, is that it's might be high volume, but it's very low quality. Your conversion rate is low. The organic growth is higher quality conversion. And the point which I think I'm tripping over is about I don't need money to grow. Okay, that's what I'm tripping over the whole time. So in my view, in a business, more goes wrong than in a personal situation. In home, it can be the geyser, it could be something flooding, it could be a tree falling on the roof. But in a business, a lot more goes on in a business. So it's a different environment. It has unique problems that need to be addressed. And every business, from my experience, and just to put it out there, I've been exposed to 17,000 businesses over the last 25 years. So I do have some understanding of the market. Each business is very different. My business is different to your business, is different to your business. And so the feeling, if the question is, when I asked the sale, the question finished that sentence. I said you answered that well. It was about value, creating the value, right? So I've written here, insurance sales is about perceived value and relationships. Okay, it's relationships. Now, when I went onto your website, I look at the website. There's no people. It's quite a clinical website, and I don't know where the sourcing of that. I went to look at a whole bunch of other. I just typed in business insurance, and I went onto a whole bunch of other websites which I found, and there's far more emphasis on people than on your website. So to me, about relationship, it's not coming through. I'm thinking from a branding perspective, it's not coming through strong enough. So I'm certainly not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you my thoughts. But if I were to make one tweak, I would start tweaking the website to feel more relational than it is right now. And it can be done quite cheaply and without expense. I would build a sales team, okay, because people buy from people, and especially in insurance. And the whole thing for me, if I look at even at Race Corp, I've been with the same broker for 20 years. And every time I open up a new division or a new this or new this, I just call him up and I explain it to him, and I trust him, and he's been with me for 20 years. So because he's taken the time to understand my particular business, and he remembers, he brings the file, he knows, he builds that relationship. Now, maybe I'm got too much gray hair, and I'm the old style of insuring, but for me, just looking at the businesses that I've invested in, most of them, I'd say 90% of them, I can't think of, actually, I'm just using that, I can't think of one that isn't, but most of them are insured by people they have got relationships with, not through through a website. So once again, it might be different, but I'm thinking that you're missing the people thing. And if you're missing the people thing, that means you're missing the money piece, is to find the right people to go and sell, which is a very hard thing. Let's go on to the relationship piece, because when you spoke about the first was driving everyone to the website. The whole thing about, when I asked you what's different, remember I asked the question, what's different between you and the other people who are selling to the business industry, to entrepreneurs or small businesses, what's different? When I went onto the website, it doesn't come across. I get the name. The name's the most powerful thing. I love the name. So it tells me I'm at the right place. These are my people. These are my peeps. I'm at the right place. But beyond that, then it's not telling me what specifically. You haven't chosen 2 or 3 deep needs of that market. It might be, for example, that if it's a high growth environment, that I have a much higher need to change my insurance, what I'm insuring every year, because I'm growing fast. Are you a high growth business? Are there more and more assets coming onto your book? Are they insured? And it can basically trip you up, because that's the context of a growing business, is there's more assets and more issues to insure. You're not speaking to that. I don't see on the website you speaking. I didn't find that, and maybe I missed it, but I didn't find that there, that you were speaking to me. I found your name, and then, all right, speak to me. You drove me into now filling out a form. Okay. And I felt resistance to that. Right. So I think if you don't go the people point, you've got to basically communicate, my problem better on that website if you're going the website. So to me, if I had to choose right now, I would say if I were invested in your business and I had to say to you, this is what I would do, I would say build a sales team. I would go knock on doors with the right product in there, and have the other thing in place, because those will lead to more. People refer people. You know the game better than I do. And the second thing I would do is then get very specific around product and product naming on your website, so I can identify pieces and then have a relationship with you as me. Okay, not strong enough. So I hope I've given you, Junior, I hope I've given you some things to think about. I hope I've given you in your environment things to think about, because for me, it's always when we're communicating with our client, we want them to believe that they are our client and we value them and we provide value to them. That's it for today's show. Do remember, of course, as always, if you think it, write it down and make it a reality.
The Big Small Business Show, proudly sponsored by MTN Business.